Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to all of you who got on the graduation sign-up like 5 hours early just to get into this session. You missed all of the sun. But no, legitimately, it's exciting to see you all. And I'm extremely grateful to be here and extremely grateful to see this class. I'm going to get right into it. I've been saying that I'm keeping my thank yous private so that way you aren't begging for me to finish before I even begin. But I wrote my speech around a topic that I rarely ever hear about, and that's curiosity. And more so, beyond curiosity, the power of the question why. I mean, honestly, out of all of the motivational quotes that I've ever read, I could not give you one about curiosity until now, until I had to Google it for this speech. But before then, I mean, when was the last time you heard a speech on curiosity? And yet that's kind of funny considering curiosity is the very driving force behind the most intellectual and innovative minds in human history. You know, even Albert Einstein is supposedly quoted as saying, "I have no special talents, I am only passionately curious." And side note, if Albert Einstein has no special talents, that makes me slightly scared for the future. But if one of the brightest minds that we know pins all of his success on the lonely pin of curiosity, then it might be something worth looking at. You see, what's special about curiosity is that it is not exclusive. Curiosity isn't unevenly distributed to the vastly wealthy or the highly intelligent. It's an equal opportunist, and it's been an innate part of us since day one. And parents, I'm sure you can attest to this. From the moment we could begin forming sentences, it wasn't long after that we began forming questions about everything. And we would ask questions like, why is the sky blue? Or, Mommy, why are you crying when you're happy? Or, Dad, why do people die? You see, we were so openly fascinated and mesmerized by the world around us and unapologetic and unashamed to ask questions about it. And yet somewhere along the way, we lost most of that wonder. Somewhere along the way, whether it was because we were asking questions that seemed didn't have answers anymore, or we were asking people who we found out didn't have all the answers, but somewhere along the timeline, we lost that same vigor for curiosity, which drove us to constant exploration, both intellectually and physically. Some of us, we traded our curiosity. We traded deeper curiosity for surface level curiosity. We traded the whys for the whats. We traded the whys for the what we could see if we were only looking on the surface with our eyes, rather willing to be immersed with our hands. Have you ever looked for something with your eyes and not your hands? Say your favorite cereal in the morning, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because that should be everyone's favorite cereal, but you're looking through the cupboard in the morning and you're looking for the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You could have sworn it was there yesterday, but now it's not there, and you're like, where's the cereal? And so you call your mom or your dad because they're magicians on the side, because the moment that they come, you already know they move one box and poof, out of nowhere, it's there, whatever you were looking for. But it's not magic, is it? It's because we were looking with our eyes and not our hands. And some of us have done this with curiosity. As we've started asking the simple questions and the surface level questions instead of actually rearranging the cupboard. And what happens is we settle for the surface level. And when we settle for the surface level, we're not going to find what we're looking for. Or more importantly, we're not going to find what we weren't looking for, but maybe what we needed. Besides, the world has enough complacent people, if we're being honest. And the world would love more complacent people, more people who are willing to go with the status quo and ask no questions. But that's never been what the world needed. Now, more than ever, it is in need of a generation who is willing to be marked by innovation. And so whether we're going into the military or trade school or college, it doesn't matter as long as we are the class, the generation which is marked by innovation. And we can only be marked by innovation and creativity if we were willing to have the commitment to ask the question, why? And I know that this class has always been one who's been willing to ask questions, but sometimes it gets hard. I know this class has never been one to be marked by complacency, and yet now that we're entering the real world, now that we're entering into this next stage of our life, it's going to get a little trickier. We're going to get a little bit more uncomfortable, and it's going to be really, really, really easy to step back and stay in our box and to not bring any attention to ourselves. But this is not the time. This is the time to be leaning into curiosity, to lean into the question, why? Maybe for some of us, it's why not? Why haven't I started that business that I wanted to? Why haven't I joined that club or started that foundation? Why haven't I talked with these new people? Why haven't I done this or that? This is the time to be taking new risks. This is the time to lean into curiosity. You know, they say that curiosity killed the cat at some point. I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I do know is that curiosity sent man to the moon. What I do know is that the question why gave all Americans the right to vote. It's given us modern day technology and medicine and every breakthrough in various sciences. It ended slavery. It continues to fight prejudice as we speak. It gave this very nation independence years ago. You see, the question why is a powerful question because the question why has taken mankind and sent it into the deepest unknowns and brought back the richest rewards. And now it's our turn, class of 2020. It is your turn. And I have one last question for you. Why wait? Thank you.